If you're a man over 60 and your erections have gotten weaker, slower, or less frequent, the problem might not be your age. It might be your breakfast. Yes, you heard that right. What you eat in the first hour of your morning could be quietly shutting down blood flow where you need it most. Or if you choose wisely, it could help you boost circulation down there, restore nerve sensitivity, and bring back the strong, reliable performance you thought was gone for good. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what to eat every morning to support the veins, arteries, and pelvic muscles responsible for healthy erections. These are not exotic ingredients or supplements. They're simple, natural foods that speak directly to the systems that keep a man feeling confident, connected, and alive. And in case we haven't met yet, I'm Dr. Thomas. I'm a board-certified urologist and men's health expert with over 30 years of experience helping men over 60 improve performance, circulation, and vitality without relying on pills. So whether you're dealing with sluggish blood flow, numbness, or just want to feel more like yourself again, this is the video you need to see. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll never miss a future video that could make a real difference in how you feel. All right, let's begin. What most men over 60 get wrong about blood flow and breakfast. Let's talk about what's really happening inside your body after 60. As a urologist who's worked with thousands of men over the years, I can tell you this: the biggest issue isn't always testosterone or desire or even aging. It's circulation, plain and simple. You see, after the age of 60, your blood vessels naturally lose some of their flexibility. The arteries that once delivered oxygen-rich blood effortlessly to your lower body begin to narrow. As a result, muscles in your pelvis, groin, and legs start to weaken. Sensitivity declines, stamina fades, and that feeling of youthful response, it just isn't there like it used to be. But here's the catch: it's not just biology, it's breakfast. Most men I speak with start their day in one of two ways. They either skip breakfast entirely, or they reach for something fast and empty. Coffee with toast, a sugary cereal, or worse, nothing at all. That's like trying to drive a car without gas, then wondering why it won't move. The truth is, your body is most nutrient-starved in the morning, especially after 7 to 8 hours of fasting overnight. And for men over 60, that first meal is absolutely crucial. It's your opportunity to jumpstart circulation, recharge tired muscles, and reawaken areas that have been neglected for far too long. Choosing the right foods in the morning isn't about being trendy or health-obsessed. It's about sending a signal to your body that you're still in control, still willing to fight for your strength, and still very much alive. If this resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe right now so you never miss a video tailored for your needs. And let me know in the comments, what does your breakfast usually look like? Or share your story. I read every word. Food 1. Whole eggs, the circulation igniter. Let's start with one of the most misunderstood foods when it comes to men's health after 60, whole eggs. For decades, eggs have been demonized. The word cholesterol made headlines, and suddenly men were tossing out the yolks, reaching for cartons of egg whites, or skipping eggs altogether. But here's the truth, backed by modern research, that most men over 60 still don't realize. The yolk is where the magic is. The yolk is rich in vitamin D, which helps support testosterone production. It's also a concentrated source of B12 and choline, nutrients critical for nerve function and blood flow. But perhaps the most overlooked component is leucine, an amino acid that signals muscle protein synthesis. And yes, that includes the deep pelvic muscles responsible for supporting erections, bladder control, and movement stability. When circulation starts to decline with age, these muscles are often the first to weaken. Poor blood flow leads to atrophy, numbness, and that frustrating disconnect between desire and performance. But when you fuel these tissues with what they need, especially in the morning, they respond. I had a patient named Gerald, 69 years old, who came into my office with a quiet voice and a heavier heart. He told me he hadn't felt like himself for years. No more morning erections, legs that cramped easily, and an overall sense of fatigue that made him feel older than his age. Like many men, his breakfast routine was practically non-existent, usually just coffee and a piece of toast. We made one simple change. He started eating 2 boiled whole eggs every morning, yolk included, alongside a glass of water. That was it. Nothing fancy, nothing exotic. 3 weeks later, Gerald emailed me. I still remember his words. Doc, I don't know if it's the eggs or something else, but I woke up with more energy, more drive, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel invisible. That's what happens when you give your body what it's been missing, consistently, not perfectly. Modern studies back this up. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed higher protein breakfasts, particularly with whole food sources like eggs, showed improved muscle recovery and circulation within just a few weeks. So if you're a man over 60 and you're avoiding eggs because of outdated fears, it might be time to reconsider. Your body isn't looking for perfection, it's asking for nourishment. And few foods deliver what your lower body needs more directly than a whole egg. Try this tomorrow morning, just 2 whole eggs. No powders, no supplements, just real food, real results. If this makes sense to you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. And in the comments, tell me, have you been skipping eggs all these years? Or do you have your own morning routine that works? I'd love to hear it. Food 2. Beets, the nitric oxide miracle. Now let's move on to a food that most men over 60 would never associate with performance or vitality. Beets, yes, those earthy reddish roots that some people only eat once a year in a salad. But beneath their humble appearance lies a powerful compound that's essential for male circulation, nitrate. And this is where the magic begins. When you eat beets, those natural nitrates are converted by your body into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a molecule that signals your blood vessels to relax and widen, allowing more blood to flow freely, especially to the lower half of your body where it counts. This process is known as vasodilation, and it's crucial for maintaining strong, responsive circulation in men over 60. In fact, nitric oxide is the same pathway that popular erectile dysfunction medications work through. The only difference? Beets do it naturally, without synthetic ingredients or side effects. There's even hard science to support this. Dr. Louis Ignarro, a Nobel Prize-winning pharmacologist, was one of the first to uncover nitric oxide's role in cardiovascular health. His research laid the foundation for medications like Viagra, but he's also a strong advocate for using food, especially beets, as a natural alternative. Now let me tell you about Walter, a 72-year-old retired firefighter who came to see me after feeling numb from the waist down. His legs felt heavy, he had cold feet all the time, and intimacy had become something he only remembered. He thought it was just part of getting older. But when I asked him about his diet, beets were nowhere on the radar. We started simple. I had him roast a small batch of beets twice a week, drizzle them with olive oil, and eat them with breakfast or lunch. 2 weeks later, he walked into my office with a different energy. Doc, I don't know what's in those beets, but my legs feel warmer, and I actually noticed something I haven't felt in months. A response. That response isn't just symbolic. It's a physiological sign that blood is flowing again, that muscles and nerves are receiving the oxygen and nutrients they need. Beets don't just help in the bedroom, they improve circulation throughout the legs and pelvis, enhancing mobility, balance, and even stamina for everyday activities like walking or climbing stairs. If you can't stand the taste of roasted beets, try blending them into a smoothie with berries, lemon, or even ginger. Or buy pre-cooked beets at the store. No excuses. Your blood vessels don't care how you eat them. They just want the nitric oxide. If you're a man over 60 and your body feels sluggish, heavy, or disconnected below the belt, don't ignore it. The solution could be as simple as what you add to your plate. If this section opened your eyes, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. And if you've already tried beets, tell me in the comments what worked for you. Or share your doubts, I'll personally read and respond. Food 3. Oats and chia, the artery sweepers. Let's talk about something that may seem too ordinary to make a difference, but has helped dozens of my patients improve circulation, energy, and even bedroom confidence, all from one bowl. I'm talking about oats, paired with one of nature's tiniest powerhouses, chia seeds. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Oats, isn't that just bland breakfast food? Maybe. But for men over 60, this simple meal is more than comfort. It's cleansing fuel for your arteries. Oats are rich in a special type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber doesn't just help lower cholesterol, it actively scrubs the walls of your blood vessels, clearing out the buildup that limits blood flow. And when you improve blood flow, everything from your legs to your pelvis to your performance responds. Now add chia seeds, and you've just turned that bowl of oats into a circulation-enhancing powerhouse. Chia seeds are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and potassium, three nutrients your blood vessels desperately need as they age. They help keep arteries relaxed, reduce inflammation, and allow more oxygen-rich blood to reach the areas you care about most. Let me introduce you to Franklin, 66, a former truck mechanic who had been struggling with heavy legs, poor sleep, and a fading sense of intimacy with his wife. His breakfast? Packaged cereal and instant coffee. I had him make a switch: rolled oats, boiled slowly with water or almond milk, topped with a tablespoon of chia seeds, a few blueberries, and a dash of cinnamon. Within 2 weeks, Franklin told me he felt lighter on his feet, slept through the night, and, in his own words, woke up with more reason to smile. What makes this combination so effective isn't just the fiber or the nutrients. It's the timing. Eating this kind of breakfast within the first hour after waking gives your body exactly what it's missing: steady energy, cardiovascular support, and muscle stability that lasts all day. You don't need fancy brands or expensive ingredients. Just whole oats, chia seeds, and 5 extra minutes in the morning. You can even make overnight oats the night before if time is tight. If you're a man over 60 and feel like your mornings are sluggish, your legs are tired, or your intimacy is slipping, don't overlook this humble meal. It may not be flashy, but it's one of the most effective tools I recommend, and one of the most overlooked. Now, if you've tried oats before and didn't feel much, try them again, this time with chia. Or tweak your recipe with berries or walnuts for added heart and nerve support. And while you're here, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next foods coming up. Each one builds on the last. And tell me in the comments, what's your go-to breakfast right now? I might even reply with a tip to supercharge it. Food 4. Watermelon, the bedroom fruit. This next food might surprise you. It's bright, refreshing, and something most men associate with summer picnics or backyard barbecues. But for men over 60, it can also be one of the most powerful tools for restoring blood flow and bedroom confidence. I'm talking about watermelon. At first glance, watermelon seems too light, too watery, to offer anything serious for male health. But underneath that sweet, juicy surface is an amino acid called L-citrulline. When you eat watermelon, your body converts L-citrulline into L-arginine, which then boosts nitric oxide production. If that sounds familiar, it should. Nitric oxide is the same compound that medications like Viagra rely on to help blood vessels open and flow more freely. But here's the key difference. Watermelon works naturally, gently, and without the side effects that come with pills. One of my patients, Harold, age 70, had tried everything: pills, supplements, even meditation. But nothing seemed to help him feel truly connected to his body again. His biggest complaint was that everything felt numb: his legs, his groin, even his sense of desire. I asked him to do one simple thing: eat a few slices of watermelon first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. And not just the red part. I told him to keep the white inner rind, the part most people throw away. That's where the L-citrulline concentration is highest. He blended it into a smoothie with a little lemon and mint. Nothing fancy, but within just 1 week, he came back to my office and said, "I don't know what's in that fruit, but I can feel myself again. Even my feet are warmer." That warmth is circulation returning. It means that nitric oxide is doing its job. Blood vessels are dilating. Muscles and nerves are receiving more oxygen. And most importantly, the body is reawakening. Watermelon also helps reduce muscle soreness and improve hydration, both of which are critical for older men. After all, dehydration can silently restrict blood flow and impair sexual function. But watermelon is over 90% water, loaded with potassium, and gentle on the stomach. It hydrates and repairs at the same time. If you're not a fan of eating it straight, try cubing it and freezing it for a cold snack. Or add it to salads with a little feta and olive oil. The important thing is to include it regularly. 2 to 3 servings a week can make a noticeable difference. For men over 60 who feel like things below the belt have gone quiet, this isn't just a fruit. It's a daily reminder that your body is still capable of responding, still capable of joy, and still capable of intimacy. If this tip helped you rethink something as simple as watermelon, consider subscribing for more real tools that work with your body, not against it. And in the comments, tell me if you've tried watermelon for circulation before, or share your experience with morning energy. I'd love to hear from you. Food 5. Sweet potato and Celtic salt, the mineral balancer. If you've ever woken up with stiff legs, aching joints, or a strange sense of heaviness in your lower body, you're not alone. For many men over 60, mornings feel less like a fresh start and more like a recovery from battle. But what if the problem isn't your age? What if your body is simply missing something essential, and the solution is warm, comforting, and already sitting in your kitchen? Let me introduce you to one of the most underestimated circulation boosters I recommend. It's not exotic, expensive, or complicated. Just a simple steamed sweet potato, topped with a pinch of Celtic sea salt. Now here's the science. When you wake up, your body is in a mild state of dehydration. Your blood vessels are tighter, your muscles are low on glycogen, and your nervous system is still sluggish. That's a recipe for poor circulation, especially in the legs, pelvis, and groin. And that's exactly where men over 60 tend to feel it most. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates, potassium, and antioxidants. Unlike sugary breakfast foods, they provide clean, sustained energy without spiking your blood sugar. The natural starch in sweet potatoes helps refill muscle energy stores. This is critical for restoring strength and function in deep pelvic and leg muscles that weaken with age. But the real magic comes when you combine it with Celtic salt, not regular table salt. Celtic salt contains over 80 trace minerals your body needs to regulate blood pressure, retain hydration, and support proper nerve signaling. It's particularly helpful for men who experience cramps, numbness, or that dull ache in the lower back and thighs. Let me tell you about Eugene, a 73-year-old retired architect who had been struggling to get out of bed without grabbing the nightstand for support. His legs felt heavy, and he often felt foggy until midday. He tried stretching, vitamins, even massage therapy, but nothing seemed to work long-term. I asked him to try something simple for 1 week. Half a steamed sweet potato in the morning, warm, topped with just a pinch of Celtic salt, and followed by a glass of warm water. 3 days later, he called me with excitement in his voice. "Doc, I don't know what you did to me, but I'm walking around like I'm 20 years younger, and I didn't even touch coffee." That's the power of giving your body real minerals, natural carbohydrates, and hydration right when it needs them most. It's not a quick fix. It's a quiet shift that builds strength over time. You can prep sweet potatoes ahead of time, steam them in batches, or even slice them into wedges and roast them. Add cinnamon or a drizzle of olive oil if you like, but don't skip the salt. That's the key that unlocks circulation and cellular balance. If you've made it this far, you are clearly someone who values your health and future. So take a moment to subscribe for more real, natural solutions backed by years of clinical experience. And tell me in the comments, what do your mornings feel like these days? I'd love to hear your story or help if you have questions. How to turn knowledge into action. If you've made it this far, you already know more than most men over 60 about what it really takes to restore circulation, strength, and intimacy from the inside out. But knowledge without action changes nothing. The truth is, your body is not waiting for motivation. It's waiting for fuel, for consistency, and for a decision. And that decision happens first thing in the morning. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in one day. You just need to start with one thing tomorrow. Pick one of the 5 foods we discussed. Maybe it's 2 whole eggs, gently boiled. Maybe it's a bowl of warm oats with chia seeds and berries. Or maybe it's just a few slices of watermelon on an empty stomach. Whatever it is, let it be intentional. Let it be an active effect toward your body. Because the first meal you eat after waking up sends a message. It tells your arteries whether to open or tighten. It tells your muscles whether to recover or shrink. and it tells your nervous system whether to activate or stay stuck. I've seen men in their 70s turn things around in as little as 2 weeks, not with supplements or drastic diets, but with consistency. The kind of consistency that begins with one new morning habit and builds from there. Here's a simple 3-day jumpstart plan if you don't know where to begin. Day 1, 2 boiled whole eggs and a glass of water. Day 2, warm oats with chia seeds and a few blueberries. Day 3, half a steamed sweet potato with a pinch of Celtic salt and warm lemon water. After 3 days, repeat, rotate, listen to your body, track how you feel in your legs, your energy, your focus, and yes, even your intimacy. Men over 60 are often told to accept decline as normal, but nothing about this process is passive. Every bite you take is a vote for the kind of life you want to live. So I want to ask you now, not someday, what's your vote tomorrow morning? If this message resonates with you, make sure to subscribe and stay connected. I'll be here with more step-by-step guidance. And if you're starting this journey, drop a comment and let me know which food you're beginning with. Let's walk this path together. Final reflections. You deserve to feel alive again. You were never meant to fade quietly into the background. Your body, your energy, your desire to feel connected, none of it is gone. It's still within you, waiting patiently for the moment you decide to rise again. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring the strength that age has given you and refusing to accept weakness as your new normal. Every time you choose a better breakfast, move your body, or take back control of your health, you're telling the world something powerful. You're not finished. You're not too late. You're not beyond repair. Men over 60 are often told to slow down, to settle, to expect less. But you don't have to follow that script. You have more control than you think. And it begins with how you treat yourself, not someday, but tomorrow morning. So if this message touched something in you, please take a second to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next step in your journey. From my heart to yours, thank you for watching. I believe in your strength. I believe in your renewal. And most of all, I wish you energy, clarity, and the joy of feeling fully alive again. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.